Hello and welcome to another episode of Walk a Mile Talk Show, where we, students of PGPX IIM Shillong, takes interview from eminent personalities from corporates and academics. And today I feel privileged to have Mr. Santosh Pai with us, who is the founder and head of India-China practices at DH Law Associates. He is an investment and legal expert who specializes in cross-border transaction across multiple jurisdictions. Welcome, sir, and thank you for joining us today.
Thank you. Thank you. It's a pleasure to be with you.
So I'll start with like you have been associated with this program at IIM Shillong for some time now. So how is your experience with this engagement so far?
Well, what attracted me to this program is the uniqueness because India and China are two big markets. There's a huge amount of trade, and that is now maturing into investment. And so far, there's been no academic institution either in India or China which has targeted this space and started training managers. So that uniqueness of this program is what brought me here. And after coming here, I'm quite happy to see a committed group of students which are looking to make a difference in this space.
That's good to know. So how you see the participants of this program, because you have interacted with all of them. So how can they contribute in the India-China business space?
See, there's a huge lack of suitable talent in this space. This is largely because good quality Indian managers, for some reason, don't want to work for Chinese companies because it's a perception issue. And similarly, talented Chinese managers tend to gravitate towards Western markets, so they don't fancy really coming to India with their families and staying in India. So this has created a shortage of managerial talent. And a batch such as yours, with about 4 to 5, 6 years experience, can add a lot of value because that's the mid-level talent which is lacking. It's maybe easy to get a high-level CEO to run a business, but it's very difficult to find mid-level managers who understand both sides, Indian side and the Chinese side, and make something happen in these companies. So that's a very good thing about this program.
Okay. So you have a huge exposure to both India geography and China geography. So what is the most important difference that you see in the legal environment in both these countries? What do you see about that?
You see, our political systems are very different. So the challenges in the legal system stem from the political system. So China is a single party country, and India is a plural democracy. We are more market driven. Most of our industries are market driven. China has a huge state presence which dominates several industries. So the legal system also takes on these contours. So in India, private players have a much bigger amount of space to operate. In China, state-owned players tend to have an advantage. So, and of course, then there are differences in the legal system. We have evolved a common law system inherited from the British, and China has a relatively new legal system, which is a synthesis of various civil law traditions. It's predominantly civil law in nature. So there are some differences that stem off of it, but mostly it is driven by the political background that each country has.
Yeah, as you talked about political relations, so nowadays we see the recent political developments between India and China, like the NSG case, and there's a huge amount of Chinese investment that is coming to India. So how do you see what difference does these political developments will make in this India-China space?
About 10 years ago, this was a huge factor because political relations between India and China were basically the determining factor about how much trade happened or how much investment happened. And it was not, the levels were very low. I think somewhere after the financial recession, I think the Indian and Chinese governments have to a large extent decoupled these two issues. So there are political issues which are historical, which cannot be solved at a short notice. But at the same time, the demand for India and China to interact in the commercial space is very high because the Western markets are not doing as well. So Chinese companies are not finding business there. So they need to come and look for new markets which are huge and growing at a very fast rate, like India. So these things have made it. The forces have made it they've aligned in such a manner that the economic interaction today has become much more important for both countries. And this, to some extent, is helping us offset these political challenges, because if there's economic forces at work, then political factors tend to sort of fade into the background. They'll never be solved, but they'll at least not, determine whether business can happen.
Yeah.
So that is what we are seeing. So I think these investment flows will continue. Some of the strategic investments might be impacted by SOEs and so on and so forth. I mean, but I don't see any big difference that the political equations will make, because economic forces are much stronger.
So this will be my last question, and this is for our audience and students like us. So what are your mantras for us to be, the future leaders who will be involved in the business in India and China? So what one has to follow?
Well, between any two cultures, one needs a lot of empathy. You need empathy, because without empathy, you can't open your mind and get the good things from a different culture. So between India and China, it's the same. Maybe the complexities are much larger, but if you have an open mind, a willingness to learn, you can find many things to learn from each other. And this sense of empathy goes a long way in smoothing out, whatever frictions arise during the course of business. So I think if young business managers like you pick up this strong sense of empathy, it will hold you in very good stead in the future.
Well, thank you, sir, for sharing your thoughts. It was really great talking to you. And with this, we end our this wonderful session, and hope you liked it. We hope to see you soon in the next one. Thank you. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you.